And now, live in studio, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Yes, here we are again, another day committed to picking a fight with the mainstream media, always providing you the timely truth centered around real estate, credit, finance, estate, and tax plans, all types of great home service providers here on the Consumer Quarterback Show as well. And we want to be your number one consumer advocate. We want to educate, entertain, enlighten, and engage so that we can help you win.
The only thing I'm addicted to right now is winning.
Save our hotline number in your phone. At some point, you're going to need it, 813-670-7372.
You used to call me on my cell phone.
813-670-7372. Give us a call or a text anytime. We'd love to talk to you. Had a lot of calls last week as well. People looking to get into refinancing, maybe getting into a real estate property, moving up or down closer to the beach. All types of calls on home services needs as well. So we appreciate you calling in and texting into the show. We really do. And also check out consumerqb.com. A plethora of information available for you on our website at consumerqb.com. You can see links to all of our expert contributors there as well. And be a resource out there. Be a force for good in the community as we talk about help someone else in many cases. Intelligent Talk Radio here. I've got some intelligent folks in studio. Rick Nickerson, Bottomzupp. Welcome back, sir.
Glad to be here. Always a pleasure to be on your show. Thanks, Brandon.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thanks for coming in. Gregg Bowman, the AC guy of Tampa Bay. Welcome back.
Thanks, Brandon. It's great to be back in studio.
Yeah, man. Good stuff. I saw one of your trucks on the road this morning.
Did you? That's
19 in Curlew.
Okay.
I think. Yep.
All right. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Well, that's what we want. We've made them bright and colorful so they grab attention. So.
It's great branding. You know, the big vans like that, big branding on the sides, and it's awesome, man. So we're going to talk about, things happening in your, in your real estate space, your home services, lots of ways that we can help you here as a consumer advocate here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. This segment is brought to you by the Lucky Dill Restaurant. The official restaurant partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show is the Lucky Dill. They got a restaurant, a deli, New York City bar, Brooklyn bakery, and catering as well. Home of the sandwich that ate Brooklyn, right on Boy Scout Boulevard here in Tampa. They've got a location on 19 as well. LuckyDillDeli.com is the official restaurant partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. And coming up, I got an event coming up for any realtors out there that might want to see me speak. I'm a keynote speaker here at an event coming up. Become a Better Agent, BABA 31. It's on Monday the 20th, May 20th here. Greater Tampa Realtors Association on Kennedy Boulevard, right here in South Tampa. I'm going to be speaking on branding, how you can grow your business through branding, but also learn how to negotiate like the FBI. I'm going to be teaching negotiation tactics and strategies to a room full of about 100 realtors at BABA, Become a Better Agent, on May 20th. My wife is also going to be speaking about feng shui design as well. She's a feng shui consultant. All right, back here in studio, helping you win. A couple of hot listings here. This property just listed, beautiful property in the Eagles in Odessa, 12610 Port Marnock. This is a great opportunity, 5-bedroom, 3-bath, large home in the Eagles, and it's one of the best lots. If you look at the lot situation, it's a great lot because you got a front water view and you got a golf course view out the back. Just a great opportunity. Professional photography coming from Fabre Frameworks, our official real estate photographer. Fabre Frameworks coming up with some photos this week as well. And I want to take you down to Pinellas County, one of my favorite areas to go visit as well. It's 3607 Casablanca Avenue, beautiful St. Pete Beach. Now, the walkability of this home at 3607 Casablanca Avenue, not only is it a nice 2-bedroom property with a pool and a hot tub, but you've got the walkability. You walk out, you go to the right, you're at the Don Cesar. To the right is the Hotel Zamora, and you go to the left, go south, you're at the Don Cesar. So you can walk and have drinks, bikeability, the walkability, and just a great place to hang out. A couple of hot real estate property listings. Check out PlatinumMVPTeam.com. All right, we got Rick Nickerson in the house, Bottomzupp, and you've been in the real estate space for a long time, Rick, helping consumers out there, helping business owners as well. What are you seeing out there?
Well, I just, you always want to talk about, what sets you apart not only in my line of work, but in your line of work as well. We talk about that personal touch that you add, that professionalism that you add. I mean, we're talking 10 years in business. 90% of the businesses fail within their first year.
That's
There's
right.
reasons for that. And I think a lot of it is they fail to meet their customers' needs on multiple levels. But, not having enough time to get into those multiple levels, I want to just talk about one level today that's, I just call it personal touch. And I think it's a need that sometimes doesn't get met. And I think it leaves the customer wanting out there. And what sets us apart and what I truly believe that makes the difference is that personal touch, going to the house, meeting the customer, asking those hard to ask questions, finding out what's important to them, and realizing that in this industry, it's not cookie cutter. This is this person's biggest investment. It's it's something that's very important to them, and no house is the same. No house is exactly. No project's going to be exactly the same. And I mean, that helps you in your line of work. I mean, I can imagine, just talking with you many, many, many times, you can put a listing out there, you can put a picture out there, you can see all this, but when you're standing there and you know something about that house or that property or that project, and you can put a personal touch on it, it makes all the difference in the world.
Yeah, it really does. You especially when you're as a realtor, you're bringing some of those unknown stories to the table, the lifestyle of the area, the walkability, as we mentioned with that property on the beaches, and it reminds me also, Rick, when you talk about that personal touch that you bring with Bottomzupp, it reminds me of one of my first jobs out of school was at the Ritz-Carlton. My best friend at the time, his sister was in human resources. We applied. We went through, I want to say, 5 or 6 different interview processes just to become a part of the Ritz-Carlton staff. Absolutely. And it's the highest level of customer service in any hotel. And I've traveled the world. I've had an opportunity to go to a lot of Ritz-Carltons. Back then, it was like a $50 employee rate. Yeah. Can you imagine that? I've been to like 20 or so. But the difference, though, and even when I go to a high-end establishment, whether it's a conference for work or whatever, I say, wow, this is a nice place, but the service level is nowhere near a Ritz-Carlton.
Absolutely. And vice versa. There were 4 other of my competitors that were turned down at the Ritz-Carlton in Sarasota. We did one of the, Papa, we'll just call him Papa something. Just bought the penthouse suite up there, and there was 5,000 feet of marble that needed to be removed.
Wow.
Went through a process at the Ritz-Carlton, had to meet all the criteria, and they selected one group to do that removal. That was us.
Nice.
And I talk about that, that personal touch, that level of customer service that sets people apart. We talked about it a little bit last week about body language, interpreting body language, not just necessarily talking to hear yourself talk, but listening on so many levels to what's important to that customer.
Yeah.
And then fulfilling that, taking notes, being competent, taking good notes, being copious in all activities and aspects of the removal, and making sure that you follow through on those. Put a check in the box.
That's right.
What's important to you? Got it. Check. Let's make sure that we fulfill these. And, asking the hard questions, asking those things that, a lot of times people just want to get the sale.
Yep.
They're more concerned about the sale, how much money they're losing, as opposed to what service they can provide, being confident in that service, and knowing that you're offering a good quality product at a good quality price, knowing that going in with that confidence. It's never really about that. It should never really be about price. It should always be about quality. It should be about service and the level of service at which you can provide.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense when you put it that way. By the way, if you just joined us, Brandon Rhymes here. We're talking with Rick Nickerson. Bottomzupp is his company, and he can help you contractors or even homeowners, business owners with a very unique service. He comes in with I'm not sure what you call the machine.
Ride-on stripper scraper machine.
But those, man, just
it's a
think of all
miniature
the work.
Zamboni that removes multi-levels, carpet, tile, wood, from various different surfaces, and we've got all the hand removal machines as well. So, but we, our time is money, and we save you time with our equipment and machinery.
Yeah, that's awesome. I was thinking about you this past weekend. I was doing some of the the work around the house, some of the honey-do list type stuff, right? And I had just like it was old spatula or something. I didn't have the right tool. I just grabbed something out of the garage, and I'm trying to scrape because the home builder left us with some cement here, some paint, plastics, whatever it was, and I'm sitting there scraping it with like a thing you flip burgers with. I'm like, well, it's working halfway.
That's not gonna get it done.
Yeah, I got a little bit done, and I was
You
like,
got to call the professionals,
yeah,
Brandon.
exactly.
I live right across the lake, man. Just
There
call
you
me.
go.
I'll take care of you.
It was such a small amount, though. I was like, I got to get this off somehow,
Yeah.
But it's interesting when you look at that. But I love the philosophy of that first class service, personal service, working with it, and it shows that you're doing jobs at the Ritz-Carlton, at the penthouse of the Ritz-Carlton.
Yeah, absolutely. And listen, when we started this 10 years ago, we had no idea. We knew that we wanted to be different. And that's one of the main staples that will always exist, in that we are going to provide a service that the main demographic when we entered into this market was there was a need that was not being fulfilled.
Yeah.
On multiple levels, from the retailer, from the real estate agent, from the homeowner, and they just assumed that this guy did it or that guy did it, and none of them did it right.
Wow.
And so when we carved our niche, we had a philosophy and basically a cornerstone, if you will, that we're going to provide top shelf customer service. We're going to use the best materials, the best equipment, and we're going to go into your home. And if it's important to you, it becomes important to us. And we never said that we were ever going to be perfect, but we're always going to make sure that in the end, we've met every criteria, and we guarantee our work 100%. So if you're unhappy, we're unhappy.
Yeah.
So you know
That's
how
awesome.
that goes.
I like
Not
that.
every job is going to go perfect.
Right.
But I'll tell you what, it's how you go about making sure that it's made right.
Owning up to it.
That's right.
Absolutely. All right, good stuff. Rick Nickerson, Bottomzupp. We got Gregg Bowman, the AC guy of Tampa Bay, in the house as well. Stay with us, and when we come back, we have a feel-good story of the day. Cattle rancher brought to tears by act of kindness after losing his entire herd in a flood. Stay with us right here. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
This is Work Done, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show, hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
This is the Cannabis Podcast, powered by True Leaf on Radio Influence. It's an inside look and the scientific facts in and around the world of medical cannabis. Now, here is your host, Ian Beckles.
He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, your host of the Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. Check us out now. We're on Amazon, Apple Fire TV, Roku, Sony TV, 85 other outlets. So you can search us up on all your smart devices. Just search up the Binge Networks. We're on Binge Network. And this segment is brought to you by Brothers Easy Moving. And I can tell you from firsthand experience that they are a first-class organization. They helped us with our recent move, and Brothers Easy Moving does a great job. Whether you're planning a local move or a long-distance move, Brothers Easy Moving is the official moving partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show, and I highly recommend them. They're also highly recommended online. Check out Google, where they have a 4.6 rating, one of the highest in the Bay Area, as well as an A rating from the Better Business Bureau and Angie's List. Brothers Easy Moving, the official moving partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. And a couple of hot property listings for you here. Brandon Rhymes, your host and the owner of the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. I've got a hot property here at 13508 Indian Oaks Trail in Largo. Just minutes to the beach, just a quick drive to the beach, and it's a great location. It's on a very quiet dead-end street and a great opportunity. Again, we have the professional photography coming soon on this one from Fabre Frameworks. Great opportunity, large home, and it's got a nice open floor plan as well over at Indian Oaks Trail in Largo. And we've got another property here at let's do 11556 110th Terrace. Now, this property, it's in a great opportunity. This is perfect for an investor. If you're an investor out there looking to put money into real estate, maybe have a passive rental, have a tenant-occupied opportunity, or even an owner-occupied, this is a great home on 110th Terrace in Largo. Right out the backyard, you got the Pinellas Trail as well, so it's one of the most popular and unique urban pathways in the United States. Hot real estate properties from PlatinumMVPTeam.com.
Somewhere sunny and 75.
All right, back here in the studio, we got Gregg Bowman, the AC guy of Tampa Bay. Welcome back in. And what have you been up to, man? What are things going on?
Thanks, Brandon. Yeah, well, it's something I wanted to just, I think, piggyback on with what Rick was just talking about on the personal touch. We don't call it personal touch in our business, but we definitely have that same kind of focus on what we call our value. We're value driven as far as making sure that we're bringing value to our projects. It's a couple years ago we made that change. Originally, we were kind of in the mentality of price driven, which, in our world, that's a lot of people are price driven. It's all about price. I mean, Walmart, for example, built a beautiful business all about being the cheapest price.
Yep.
The one thing about Walmart, though, is at least for me, I think their customer service is extremely lacking.
Right. Yes.
So it's hard to balance value or price with great customer service.
Right.
You either have one or the other, or a mix of them. So in our business a few years ago, we kind of made that mental shift that, not that we weren't going to also be about delivering a great price, but that in the service industry, I think the most important thing is that customer service.
Sure.
Like Rick was saying, your home is your castle, it's your investment, that's where you live. You maybe don't want the cheapest price coming in there and not necessarily delivering the best experience.
That's right.
You want your home to be treated like you would treat it. So that's kind of the shift our business took probably about 4 or 5 years ago. Doing that actually did cost us some customers who were strictly focused on wanting to have the best price.
Yeah.
But we gained so many more customers, clients, that it was more important to them that we were taking what Rick was talking about and making sure we were covering all the bases and delivering that personal touch to the project and delivering a valuable project, which has been a huge boon. Our business has actually more than doubled in the last 3 years, and I attribute a lot of it to that focus of making sure that that's what we're going after. We're not the Walmart of the service industry. We're a little higher end. We're still not the most expensive. There's still a lot of companies out there, but I believe on the value side that our company is one of the best out there.
Sure.
That's what our focus is on.
Well, kudos to you for being the leader of the company and making that decision and making that shift and seeing how and I think one of the key things in any organization, and maybe this would be a good question for both of you, is as the leader of your organization, how do you implement that? How do you get the culture all the way through to everyone in the organization? What's maybe like a key that you've found? Because I know going to Tony Robbins, I've been to his business mastery courses. A lot of I'm a student of the game. I love business. I love personal development. That's one of the hardest things I believe for an organization to do is to adopt it and then have full buy-in from everybody, from the receptionist to the field crews to the people that are actually making the deals happen.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Yeah, for us it took place by developing a creed or a mission statement. That's where we started with, is putting that in place and believing that and preaching that to the team, to the employees, and then centering around that were core values, what's important to us as a company to deliver to our clients. And once we crafted that and adopted those and got everybody to buy into those, it kind of just brought the whole company in that direction on its own.
Yeah. That's awesome.
And that's where ours was built too, on those core values. We took it a step further. It begins with that first phone call, that internet access. We call it a director of first impressions. Yep. I drive that point home with her each and every day. She's our first point of contact, whether it be on the web or by phone. That's with awesome. All of our customers. We answer on the first ring. We answer within 1 hour of all internet messages as well. And then secondly, to kind of piggyback off of that, Greg, is in the mornings. First, I get to see all 30 of my guys here in the Tampa Bay area, and then I Skype in my divisions from Sarasota and Fort Myers, and we meet and we have what's called quality circles each and every day. And I challenge my guys each and every day going out we call it wiping your feet. Put aside all those other things that are going on in your life. Wipe your feet.
Yep.
You never get a second chance at a first impression.
Right.
Muster up a smile.
Yep.
All right. Let them know that they're important, and follow up on what you already know to be true, which is the customer is number one.
Yeah.
And so we drive home those principles, and then I take it a step further. At the end of each job, I allow our guys to thank our customer for their business and put their name on it.
Nice.
And I found that when guys and gals are putting their name on something, boy, do they really pay 100% attention to it. Good point. And it it's just a good trickle down effect. So it starts each and every day out there in the field, every day, looking the guys in the eyes and letting them know that this is the most important day.
Yeah. Absolutely, and it's constantly improving. How can you just be a little bit better today than you were yesterday? Constantly improving, looking for ways to provide that that next level of service to and then consistently show up with that peak level, that peak state. So I like that. If you just joined us, Brandon Rhymes here. I'm the host of your show. We've got Gregg Bowman in the house, the AC guy of Tampa Bay, and Rick Nickerson, Bottomzupp as well. So, Greg, one of the things we talk about is the ability for consumers out there, especially here we're going into the warm season. The warming trend just started this past week. I think it really kind of warmed up. Right. But this time of year is more important than ever, especially when some people are cranking up those systems for the first time in a while.
Mm-hmm. Definitely, yeah. You want to treat your air conditioner with a lot of respect right now because it's about to work really hard for you. So anything you can do to give it a little extra help is what we've referred to it as is definitely worthwhile. So we definitely really strongly promote keeping on top of a maintenance regimen on your air conditioner. No different than changing the oil in your car. You wouldn't think of driving your car past that 3,000 or 5,000 or 10,000 now with these synthetic oils, but you wouldn't think about taking it past that. If you do, you realize you've got a significant investment in that car. You don't want to risk that investment, but with an air conditioner, it's kind of hidden in your home. You kind of forget about that, but it's the same principles. It's so important to make sure that you're taking care of that machine so that it's hanging in there for you. We run air conditioning about 2,800 to 3,000 hours a year, roughly.
Wow.
In Florida. So that's a lot of run time. That's run time that the unit is on, drawing power, working. So it's real important to make sure it's getting a good checkup and maintenance on a regular basis.
And we got about 45 seconds left in this segment. Give us your maintenance program as well.
Yeah, we have a maintenance program. We call it our VIP program. You can actually find it on our website at acguyoftampa.com. But it's basically $14 a month, so $168 a year. We come out twice a year, take care of the system, do all the maintenance for you, and remind you when it needs done, so you don't have to worry about it. And you're already paying that money anyway if you're not having maintenance done to the power company.
Yep.
Studies prove doing that will reduce your power bill by at least that much. So it's a great idea to keep your air conditioner in great shape that way.
Absolutely. Yeah, I like that. acguyoftampa.com, acguyoftampa.com. And we come back more from our expert contributors and also our feel-good story of the day. Find out about this rancher brought to tears by an act of kindness right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. For more information, go to consumerqb.com.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
This is the Cannabis Podcast, powered by True Leaf on Radio Influence. It's an inside look and the scientific facts in and around the world of medical cannabis. Now, here is your host, Ian Beckles.
He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Brimes here. I'm your host of the Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty, helping you win in any real estate market, of course. And this segment is brought to you by the Bilmar Beach Resort. The official hotel partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show is the Bilmar Beach Resort on beautiful Gulf Boulevard and Treasure Island, filled with fantastic and generous amenities to make your vacation that much more special. The Bilmar Beach Resort has been one of the most sought-after destinations in the Treasure Island area for many years. And for those on quick business trips that add a little beachside pleasure to your family's weekend-long vacation, every guest here has a full access to a vast list of amenities. Also, you got 2 pools on site. You got the Sloppy Joe's restaurant and bar right on site as well. And actually heading down there this weekend, they've got a really cool event going on. The Tom Petty cover band is going to be, they're going to be closing down Treasure Island right there at the whole strip. They're going to be having I guess one of the best, they said it's one of the best Tom Petty cover bands as well in the United States. Going to be there this weekend coming up for Cinco de Mayo as well. So Bilmar Beach Resort, Gulf Boulevard, Treasure Island. Let them know that the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. Give Clyde Smith, he's the general manager. Give him a call. Let him know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. Take him up on special offer and incentives just by mentioning that you're a fan of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Rick Nickerson in the house. Bottomzupp. Gregg Bowman as well. AC Guy of Tampa Bay. ACGuyofTampa.com is his website. And want to let you know about a couple of hot listings that we've got here on the Platinum MVP team. And we actually filmed our TV show, the American Dream television show, over at this property last week, 1701 Mariner Drive in Tarpon Springs, 1701 Mariner Drive, Tarpon Springs, corner lot, half an acre lot. This property's just reduced, and the owner just added some really nice landscaping as well. 1701 Mariner Way in Tarpon Springs, and it's completely renovated. Beautiful property on the inside and outside. Some really nice kitchen pictures there as well from Fabre Frameworks. 1701 Mariner Way, you're going to see that one on the American Dream television show as well. And we've got another beautiful property here at 11540 Shipwatch. Now, this property at 11540 Shipwatch is a nice condo, 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo, unit 391 in Largo. Great opportunity, hot real estate property listings from the Platinum MVP team.com. Check out PlatinumMVPteam.com.
Sun is shining, the weather is sweet.
All right, let's go back to Rick Nickerson here, Bottomzupp. So yeah, I love how you're kind of give us some insights into how you run your business. I love the leadership side, the personal development side of business has always been something that I've really gravitated to. Whether it's an audio book, I always listen to audio books, especially in the morning or in the evening, working out in the gym. Yeah, man. So I love that personal development side and how you're bringing that into your business, Rick.
Well, it means a lot to me. I mean, it's the old school teacher in me, the old ball coach in me.
Yeah.
I worked in the education field for many, many years, and I try and bring that into my business. Life's a journey, and you take those journeys and those paths, and then you learn each and every day from those experiences, from the military, from college, from being an educator, from being a coach. And you're really just drawing upon the knowledge of others, just like you just said.
Yep.
And I try and do that each and every day. And I tell, just to kind of piggyback off of what you had said earlier that kind of sparked my interest was, you're always learning something today that you didn't know better, that you didn't know yesterday. So you're better today than you were yesterday.
That's right.
I try and talk to my guys about that each and every day, that, especially some of the newer guys, we've got guys that have worked for 7, 8, 9 years. So take that knowledge, spread that knowledge, make our group better because of that, and teach them something each and every day. And if we're trying to learn each and every day, we're better tomorrow than we were today. And it gives us something to wake up and look forward to. And that's why I love my job so much.
Yeah. It's interesting. I've heard it said, if you ask people in this society we live in, it's what's your most valuable asset? People might say my car, my house, my watch. I got this new watch. But really, if you think about it from a standpoint of personal development, kind of like we've been talking about, your most valuable asset is your cumulative knowledge, skills, and abilities that you've gained up until this point in your life.
Absolutely.
Because if something were to happen, you can take that and go, start a new business, get a job. There's so many ways that you can pretty much write your own ticket if you continue to improve your knowledge, skills, and abilities.
Absolutely. It's the golden rule in business. And, if you're not too concerned about the bottom line and the dollar, I always talk about doing the right thing to the point where it causes pain. The pain it is not really painful when you're always doing the right thing. And I believe that not worrying about the bottom line and worrying about people and our perception and our company's brand from that, you should never have to worry about making another dime if you're always doing it the right way each and every time, giving it your best. You shouldn't ever have to worry about that. So you take care of those things along the way by constantly doing the right things.
That's right.
And I talk to my guys all the time, there's two things I want you to take from this job interview, from this process. And I told you the first time, I told you the second time, and now in our third interview, before you accept this position, I want you to remember two things. And if they can't, before they come out of my mouth, don't lie to me and don't steal from me. If those words don't come out,
right.
We need good people in this industry. We need people that are believable, that treat it like their own.
That's right.
And I think good things happen when you are taking a conscious effort and hiring the right people, and then having those people go out and execute the game plan that will work.
Yeah, I like that a lot, and it reminds me as well when you were talking about your secretary, I believe you called the director of first impression.
Absolutely, Hilda.
That's what our office at Clearwater, the Keller Williams office, Clearwater, does as well. It's right there at Curlew and 19. It's right behind the Chase Bank. Director of first impressions, they have that, and it's funny when you look at. And we chose that office because of just the awesome culture it has, the Keller Williams brand, the education, the training, everything. There's a lot of reasons that went into that dynamic, but it shows off in the numbers as well. I think year to date, we're already at about $130 million in closed volume, 140 maybe, but it's year to date. And so those types of ideas and mentality, it trickles down throughout the whole organization.
It really does.
And then I wanted to ask you both about how do you hire? The labor market. Is the labor market hurting you right now? Is it a challenge? I know because when I talk to contractors, it is kind of a challenge. Especially if you're in expansion mode, you're looking to grow. Mm-hmm. So kind of leave you with that question there.
Yeah, definitely. I think in the construction business, that's a big problem. It's becoming harder and harder to find qualified talent. The mentality for years has been, you go to school, you go to college, you get a good job sitting at a desk somewhere.
Yep.
Not a lot of guys want to get into the trades. So
exactly.
we're definitely seeing a shrinking talent pool. So it becomes harder and harder to find that. When we're hiring, we're really hiring mostly on mindset. That's more important, I think, than skills. We can train the skills, but finding people who have the mindset of wanting to do it right.
Yes.
And that was part of the shift, a couple years ago when we changed our whole mindset of how we were looking at running our business, being more value-driven than price-driven.
Yeah.
A lot of that came from best-selling author Weldon Long.
Okay.
I don't know if you have heard his story or not, but it's a great story. Basically his life was a wreck, ended up in prison, and at 40 years old came out of prison homeless with nothing to his name, and in 5 years built a $20 million business, air conditioning business. But he did that by changing his mindset. When he was in prison, he started focusing on the right mindset, focusing on training by Tony Robbins and
love those stories.
But it was, he came out of prison with a completely different mindset going in, and in 5 years, now he's a New York Times best-selling author. He's a trainer now. He's gotten out of air conditioning. He's doing all kinds of other things. Public speaking now.
Yep.
But but it was all about mindset. That's his big thing, is he calls it the prosperity mindset. It's about changing the also calls it the junk in the trunk, getting out of your head what you've put in there over countless decades of beliefs about how things need to be or how you are, and filling your mind with what is possible.
That's right.
And so that's what we really look for when we're looking for guys. Or girls, we want somebody who's got the right mindset. Of course, they need to have some skill and some ability, but we can train a lot of that.
That's right.
The mindset's a lot harder.
Yeah, the mindset, the attitude, the ability to, like you said, let go a lot of those past results that you've had, and unfortunately in our society, it's passed down so many times from parent to child, and they carry that burden with them. They carry that with them, and then they wonder why they're not successful, or they're having the same. And you notice a lot of times people have the same recurring issues over and over and over, and it's because of that. It's because of not releasing the past, letting that go, and then and I think a lot of times people are just flat out lazy. They're not investing in making themselves better. They'd rather take the easy shortcut. Friday afternoon, it's beer time, or whatever it is. That's fine to have fun, but at the same time, if you're in a position in your life where you need to be investing in education or learn a trade, that's a huge point. My uncle was involved in the school board and in some capacity in Hillsborough County, and that was his big thing. It's like, what happened to the trades? We need to get people back into the trades. So a lot of good stuff here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Stay with us. When we come back, more from our expert contributors. Rick Nickerson in the house, Gregg Bowman, AC guy of Tampa Bay, and our feel-good story about this rancher that lost his entire herd, and find out about this act of kindness here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey, this is Grant Cardone, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show, hosted by my friend Brandon Rhymes. Do not touch that dial. I'll come right through the radio and grab your throat.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
This is the Cannabis Podcast, powered by True Leaf on Radio Influence. It's an inside look and the scientific facts in and around the world of medical cannabis. Now, here is your host, Ian Beckles.
He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, your host of the Consumer Quarterback Show, giving a shout out to Replenish IV Solutions. Replenish IV Solutions, the science of nutritional balance, vitamins, minerals, electrolytes, and vitamin infusion drips. So reach out to Steve and Lisa Gunnan, Replenish IV Solutions on Gandy Boulevard in South Tampa. They also have a Carewood office as well at Bears and Del Mabry as well. Vitamin infusion drips, anti-aging, health and wellness, performance, amino acids and extras as well. And I love it. At least once a month I go and visit and I get the vitamin infusion drip of wonderful vitamins right into my bloodstream, making me healthy. And Replenish IV Solutions, the science of nutritional balance. Check them out on Gandy Boulevard, South Tampa, or Bears and Del Mabry. All right, back here in studio helping you win. We got Rick Nickerson in the house, Bottomzupp, and we also have Gregg Bowman, AC Guy of Tampa.com, the AC Guy of Tampa Bay. And a couple of hot listings here. This one's a riverfront beauty that we have up in Temple Terrace, 223 South River Hills. 223 South River Hills. This property, it's right on the river, and it's in close to the proximity to the USF. So it's a great rental opportunity if someone wants to, have something like that for their children. But it's 5 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, single family home situated on a conservation lot on the Hillsborough River, almost a half an acre in the heart of Temple Terrace. Great opportunity, great real estate listing, PlatinumMVPTeam.com. And we got to show you 207 Coronado Drive over on beautiful Clearwater Beach, 207 Coronado Drive. This property's $3.5 million, just reduced down to $3.3 million. And it's a prime beach location, and it's currently operating as a small convenience store, but it's a great opportunity for someone that wants to build, develop, maybe put in some type of another store there as well. Right across the street from the Wyndham Grand, adjacent to the Hyatt as well. Great opportunity right across the street from the beach as well. You got Pier 60, 207 Coronado Drive, Clearwater Beach. Another hot real estate property listing from the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty.
Somewhere sunny and 75.
Every day we're going to tell you something good in our feel good segment of the day.
Tell me something good.
Cattle rancher brought he's brought to tears by random act of kindness after losing his entire herd in a flood. So a Nebraska cattle rancher, he was brought to tears by this act of kindness from the community. So Todd Lackenclose often visits the livestock market in Macon, Missouri, not only to sell his cattle, but also with the help with the event. So Blake Coble, a good friend of Lackenclose, who at the event, he said, one of my dear friends lost his entire herd, 27 head of Watusi cattle in all in the flooding in Nebraska. So during the Watusi sale in Macon, Missouri, the owners of the sale barn stopped the sale, brought him in the sale ring, and bought a bull and donated the profit to him so he could build his herd back up. This person that bought the bull immediately donated the profits again, resold the bull again. Shortly after, a gentleman brought him another Watsui and donated it to him. After that, they took donations from him. He was shocked. Person after person stood up, donated 100, 200, and it kept going on for like 20 minutes until at least 50 or 60 folks donated money. He was trying to be strong, but he saw that his eyes had tears flowing. This is how I see people. There's so many good people in the world. He's quoted as saying, in total, more than $5,000 was raised that night for Lokendas. And they reported that. So cattle rancher brought to tears by act of kindness after losing his entire herd. All right. I love those feel-good stories of our show. Good stuff here. And so talking a little bit about, being self-employed, what it really takes to be self-employed out there. And as the leader of both of your companies, we got Rick Nickerson in the house, Bottomzupp, Gregg Bowman, the AC guy of Tampa Bay, longtime friend of the program as well. when you think about that, being self-employed, I look back to my career, being self-employed in the mortgage business at one point, being self-employed operating a property preservation business, real estate business. It takes a special character to be the owner of a company, to be self-employed, because then not only do you have to get the jobs done, then you got to manage people. So that's a big part of it. How do you balance that in your life? I'm sure you have a great support team as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's ironic. I did not want to be self-employed. Actually, I grew up in the business. My dad had his own business as a kid, and I saw how hard he worked and how tough that is. A lot of times his employees would take advantage of him, and I saw all that, and I'm like, I don't want to do that. I don't. And yet here I am at almost 50, and I'm doing it. It's funny how life can do that to you. But yeah, it does take a special mindset. I think I reached a point in my life where I realized that you can do so much when you're self-employed. You can do so much for other people, not just for yourself. So you can have the mentality of being self-employed, of just going out and building a business and making what I want. But if you go out there with the mindset of, I want to provide for my my team, I want to give them good jobs where they can make a great living and we can all have fun together doing it. That's what I enjoy about it. And that's, I think, a part of our success is is having that mindset that our business isn't about making money for me. It's about making money as a team so that each of us has a comfortable life and we have a fun time doing it, and we're also taking great care of our clients. So, that's all part of it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, same to you.
It gives new meaning to family owned and operated. Yeah, right.
It does. Yeah,
it's a family. I mean, it's you can always think day to day. Oh my gosh, I got to do this or I've got to do that. And you can get caught up in the day to day. But if with me, the thing that I always remember each and every day is the why. Why did I, why did I do this? Why did we start this? What is our mission? What is our purpose? Yep. And knowing that there are those other, individuals, those 60, 70, when you started, there were 1 or 2 or 3. Yep. Hey, I just need a guy. I just need one guy. Yep. Or now I need 2, or now I need 3. And then you think about it 10 years later, and now there's 60 or 70. And those lives depend on you, to make sure that you're doing the correct things and that you have the vision for the family.
That's right.
Will, because it's one unit, one family, with the same mission, with the same goal. Because you can certainly get caught up in the day to day and the things that are going wrong, or insurance just went up. How am I going to do?
That's right.
All the things that happen. But if you keep that mindset and know what the purpose is and know the why, it really makes it all worthwhile.
Yeah, it really does. Yeah, in yesterday's show we had Jake Alexander. Been a little while since he had been on the show, and he is an enrolled agent, similar to a CPA. CPA is a state license, enrolled agent is a federal, so you're in all 50 states. But I asked him specifically about the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, to see, the economy's booming, we've got the lowest unemployment, we still have challenges, as we mentioned, the labor market and things like that. But he said, as a whole, he said, definitely small businesses won with this Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. So just seeing, small business wise, have you seen that or heard that from other, colleagues or, other businesses?
Haven't really felt the trickle down effect as of late yet. Yeah. Still, our biggest thing is insurance, workers' comp. Insurance, automobile insurance. Let's just face it, in the state of Florida, it's tough to get insurance. Yeah. Being in a coastal community, in the coastal communities, the insurance agencies will pull out. Now, there's good insurance companies everywhere, but I'll tell you, with the hikes that we're experiencing this year, we're feeling that. But we're optimistic coming in the next year. What we're looking for, those are going to help us. And I believe that will help us in the long run. But, we haven't felt it right yet. We're still trying to get through what's been going on the last couple of years. But I think all these things are going to help us in the long run.
Good. All right, let's jump into our lightning round.
The lightning round!
I am so good at lightning rounds!
I majored in lightning rounds.
All right, top tips, nuggets of advice, parting words of wisdom. Let's start here with Gregg Bowman, AC guy of Tampa.com.
I think I would focus back on maintenance, taking good care of your air conditioner. It's that time of year where it's about to go into full gear. So spending that money that you're already spending anyway and paying the power company on maintenance really pays off. Keep your system in top shape, working better. Our $14 a month program provides you with also discounted service call fees if you have an emergency situation, as well as discounted repairs and priority service. So it's really a win-win-win situation to do something like that.
I like that. I love it. Rick Nickerson, Bottomzupp.
Let us provide that personal touch to you. That's kind of my theme for today, is that personal touch. Let us go above and beyond. If you've got a project you're looking to get done anywhere in the Tampa Bay area or throughout the state of Florida, look us up, www.bottomzupp.com. Give us a call. Reach out to our Director of First Impressions. Let us come out, provide a free estimate for you. If you're getting a project done, get it done by a licensed, certified professional. We're your guys. We'd love to come out, give you a free estimate. What is important to you is important to us. We certainly appreciate your business.
Excellent. Hey, another great show. I want to thank all of our expert contributors, our folks behind the scene, you as our listeners, our viewers of our show. We want to remind you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Pack up some food or clothing, carry it with you to and from your commute, hand it to that person that you see in need, and be a force for good in the community. And follow us online at Brandon Rhymes 1 on Instagram and Twitter. Consumer Quarterback Show page is out there as well. And we'll see you next time right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for the Consumer Quarterback Show, weekday afternoons at 5 on AM 1380. The Biz.
Are you a real estate agent looking to take your business to the next level and supercharge your marketing? Hi, I'm Brandon Rhymes, owner of Platinum MVP Realty and host of the Real Estate Quarterback Show, syndicated radio and TV show talk program on iHeartRadio, 1025 The Bone, daily 5 o'clock drive time on 1380 The Biz, and our TV show is on WeBeam TV. We're looking for real estate agents that want to join our team and supercharge their marketing utilizing some of our innovative strategies. We utilize the Real Geeks platform, Facebook marketing, internet marketing, and a lot of the traditional methods as well. Postcard mailers mailed for you, postage, signage, business cards, all paid for by the company. Aggressive real estate splits and ways to help you win in any marketplace. We need you to go out, take applications, and work our plethora of leads that we're generating on a daily basis. Reach out by clicking the form below, and we'd love to have a confidential interview with you.